Well, good morning, everyone. It's December 27th, and December 2019 is almost over, and 2020 is almost here. And I'm really excited. It's a slow week. It's a broken week because we had Christmas, as you see here. Anytime you have a missing day or a session or a holiday, I call it a fragmented week, and it works like a fragmented market. Basically, everything's all over the place that week, and there's not a lot of trading range. Now, with that said, we do have some things that we need to discuss. This is the CPC, this is the total put to call ratio, and this tells us if investors are pouring money into calls or puts. Now, usually it's fairly random. The only time I really focus on it is if it's above 120 or below 80. If it's above 120, that means too many traders are buying puts. All right, there's too much fear in the market. If it's below 80, that means too many traders are buying puts and the markets are getting a little bit too exuberant, if you know what I mean. Try to read between the lines. Although with me, you don't really have to. I say it the way it is. So right now, markets are getting a little overbought. And you really didn't need to see that to decide that or figure that out because I've been showing you. I mean, look at the semiconductor index. This is the RSI. The RSI is right now at 80. I mean, look at what happens every time we go above 80. I mean, even 70 is high. We cool off. Now, am I expecting a major cool off? No, but I am expecting semiconductors and other chip stocks and other tech stocks possibly to move to the 50-day moving average. I think that's going to be most probable. As you could see here, I show this to you every day because these are the 10 major sectors in the S&P 500. And they're fragmented right now. For example, consumer discretionary was all the way over here near consumer staples and utilities. Finally, consumer discretionary is making its way back to technology, and I think technology is going to come a little south, and they're going to meet because usually, typically, 95% of the time, consumer discretionary and technology are next to each other. Because think about it. Technology, consumer discretionary, Apple. Is it consumer discretionary or is it technology? Amazon. That's probably the best example. It's definitely technology. I mean, we use it to power our web servers, but it's also consumer discretionary. So there's a lot of cross between technology and consumer discretionary, and typically they are right next to each other. I mean, they're neck to neck, and if you look at their charts, they're extremely correlated. And up to about a week ago, consumer discretionary was all the way up to here near consumer staples and utilities. So you have utilities, which is the most defensive sector, and you had consumer discretionary, which is the most speculative sector, next to each other for over a month now. So that's changing. That's moving back to normal. That's telling us the markets are moving back to their normal routine of trading. Small caps are still moving higher. Remember what I told you guys? I've been telling you. If you look back 3, 4, 5, 6 months from now, you will be seeing exactly what I told you right now. I said small caps are congesting. This is a long-term channel. Folks, listen carefully. The longer something congests, the better the odds that the breakout that follows is going to be meaningful. Now, the S&P's up here right now. This was the old high, and we're up here. So the small caps right now, because China and U.S. are working things out, we're past phase 1 of the trade war agreement. It looks like it's going to come up to here to the high and then start matching and looking to take out the S&P, because the truth of the matter is small caps are more speculative, and because small caps are more speculative, they tend to outperform the S&P on the way up and on the way down, and they also tend to react more, both good and bad, to speculative news. All right, so it's Friday, and you know what Friday is? I'm going to give you my top 3 stocks. Now, the reason I'm giving you these 3 stocks is twofold. A, I want you to know what the top 3 stocks are, obviously. But the other reason why I'm giving you these 3 stocks is because I want to show you the power of my CSI scan, Cumulative Strength Index scan. Now, sometimes traders will see a stock and they'll say it's making new highs and it's a strong stock and it'll be a great trade for 5 minutes or a day or 2 days. Well, when I call stocks on my CSI scan, sometimes they'll stay the strongest stocks for days, weeks, months, and sometimes as long as 6 months to a year. It happened to Amazon last year. It happened to Nvidia last year. Actually, I'm already saying last year, but it actually happened beginning of 2019, end of 2018. Nvidia, Amazon, Google, Apple. Sometimes they stay in my top 3 or 4 for weeks and months. For example, remember this stock, Qorvo? I think I gave you this stock about a month ago. I'm not kidding. I think this was my top stock over a month ago. And this was my 5G stock for, I think, November or December. And guess what? Still the strongest, one of the top 3 strongest stocks in the entire S&P 500. So when my CSI scan, and I use CSI scans for most of my trading systems and methods, that's the basis, that's the foundation of it. So notice this, still moving higher. Remember this stock, Skyworks? It was also on my top list, top 3 list. Don't believe me? Go back to last Friday or Friday before that or Friday before that. I always give the top 3 stocks on Fridays. The same 3 stocks. Nothing changes. The point of the matter is, when the stock goes on this list, it could stay there for a while and it can give you major, major profits. Take a look at AMD. It was on the list last week. Guess what? It's still on the list. Right around here, traders said, no, Roger, it can't go any higher. It's so overbought, it can't go any higher. And then it goes from 42 to 47. Same thing with Qorvo. No, it's overbought. It's going to peak out right around here. And then it goes from 110 to 117 in 1 week. And again, I know it's boring because I'm giving you the same stocks, but guess what? These are my top 3 stocks. Look, Qorvo, SWKS, AMD. And Nvidia is the number 4th, and Hum is number 5, and Tiffany, which is not really in play because it's been taken over by Louis Vuitton. It's just waiting for the regulations to take place. But as you could see here, Micron, Apple, LRCX, Humana, Nvidia, AMD, these are chip stocks. And then we have retail stocks. But mostly chip stocks are leading and not retail sector, which is why we're not having that big Christmas rally. It's usually caused by retail sector. Now, I've got something really big for you. Something really, really big for you. Tomorrow, Saturday, I'm taking my private time to do this. Most of you guys know, Saturday, Sunday, it's family time, but not tomorrow. Why? Because I've got something massive for you, something huge for you. I'm going to teach you and show you how to plan to crush the market for 2020. That's right, levels and everything. I'm going into details, great details, top sector, my favorite trade, 5 major predictions. It's all happening tomorrow at 10 a.m. Don't miss it, 10 a.m. Eastern time. Now, this is going to set you up for the next 12 months. I'm literally going to give you, I'm looking at my schedule, I'm looking at my agenda, and this is going to set you up for the next 12 months. It's free, there's no cost. You're going to get the most critical information. The room's going to open early tomorrow, probably around 9 a.m. Don't miss it. Click the link below, register now, find out my levels for the bond market. My levels, I mean, look at this. The bond market, it looks like it's going to break down. Want to know where it's headed? I'm going to tell you. Russell 2000, do you guys want to know where it's headed? Do you want price levels? Do you want the odds of it reaching those price levels? You're going to get it tomorrow. Again, 10 a.m. Eastern time on a Saturday. That means it's special. It's end of the year. I want all my close friends are going to be there. My associates are going to be there. I'm inviting everyone, and I don't want you to miss out. I want you to be there. Take an hour out of Saturday. Hang out with me. It's going to be the best time ever. Follow the link below. Sign up now. Tomorrow, it starts at 10 a.m. Eastern time. I'm unveiling everything for 2020. It's going to be the biggest event of 2019 to completely set you up for the next 12 months. I can't wait to be there, and I can't wait to see you there. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Follow the link below. There's some cool stuff here you don't want to miss out. Do it now.